Actress Louise Fletcher died last week at age 88. The Oscar-winning actress, known as the cruel and calculating nurse in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Fletcher had battled breast cancer twice before turning 80 years old. Her agent said she died at her home in France. She died in her sleep, surrounded by her family. President Joe Biden surprised Elton John with National Humanities Medal. The medal honored John for moving people's souls with his powerful voice. It said he was an enduring icon who overcame challenges in order to shatter convention and stigmas.
Post Malone canceled his Boston show at the last minute due to a fall. The fall on Saturday caused him pain that forced him to go to the hospital. This concert cancellation comes a week after Malone took another nasty fall during his St. Louis show on September 17th. The rapper accidentally fell into an open trap door while on stage performing his song, Circles. In this latest fall, his manager, Dre London, said Malone didn't break anything, but he did bruise his ribs. Albert Pujols becomes the fourth MLB player in history to hit 700 career home runs. Pujols hit 2 home runs against the LA Dodgers on Friday. The 42-year-old is retiring at the end of the season after playing for 22 seasons.
Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, 2 future Hall of Fame quarterbacks, possibly played against each other for the last time. Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers edged out Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 14-12. This was Rodgers' second win against Brady in 5 career matchups. Both teams are 2-1 after this matchup.
As Saturday Night Live kicks off with a new season, some are wondering if the years have taken the toll on the show. 7 of the main cast members have left, such as Pete Davidson, Chris Redd, Kate McKinnon, Kyle Mooney, Aidy Bryant, Melissa Villaseñor, and Alex Moffat. As of the press time, 4 replacements have been announced. The show premieres on October 1st.
Rihanna will do the halftime show for Super Bowl 57. The Super Bowl will be played February 12th in Phoenix, Arizona. The 34-year-old 9-time Grammy winner shared an image on Instagram with her hand holding an official NFL football. Her other halftime performers were not announced. LA City Councilman Paul Kretz filed a motion that would relocate some of the LA Zoo's animals. Kretz wants the Asian bull elephant Billy the Elephant sent to a sanctuary. He wants the zoo to stop breeding elephants altogether. Kretz said Billy lives alone in a small enclosure with a hard surface that's unsuitable for his body. The councilman also claims that Billy lacks exercise and stimulation. The zoo denies these allegations and disapproves moving Billy to a sanctuary. Kretz's motion also calls for the city to create an animal welfare oversight committee.
Sports gambling is a possibility, all depending on the outcome of Proposition 27 in California. Our reporter, Jesse Barrientos, has the details.
The owners of the Price Picks and DraftKings apps know there's a lot at stake with Proposition 27. Online sports gambling will be legal in California if Prop 27 passes. Jorge Reyes gambles on Price Picks.
And not only is it going to help out the tribes in California, but it can also help the homelessness because there's going to be a lot of revenue, a good percentage that goes to the state itself.
There are many gambling apps available to download here in California, but they're mostly fantasy apps. Money is not exchanged, and for example, you can pick over and under on points when basketball season starts, but you can't pick a team to win a certain amount of games or to win championships.
And I actually had a friend who's younger than me, he's 19, get me into this app called Prize Picks. It's an over/under gambling app, and I spent a lot of money.
This is how accessible Prize Picks is to anyone with a mobile device.
And if they're going to win by a roundhouse kick, if they're going to win by submission, but when it comes to fantasy, you can only choose whether it's going to be over a certain amount of time or under a certain amount of time.
Prop 27 will pass or not on Election Day on November 8th. Reporting from Santa Clarita, Jesse Barrientos, Valley View News.
Don't Worry, Darling debuts #1 in this last weekend's box office. It stars Florence Pugh, Harry Styles, and Chris Pine. The genre movie came in by taking home $19.2 million. Pearl, starring Mia Goth, fell into 5th place by taking home a total of $6.65 million. Following the horror film Barbarian made 4th place by landing $4.8 million. The re-release of Avatar landed 3rd place, leading $10 million.
Birkin, the husky dog, is not a fan of sharing. The owner shares a little video inside a car while the husky wasn't so happy when the back passenger was sitting on his spot while the husky is howling. That's all for us at Valley View News. I'm Camille Acevedo.
And I'm Rocky Walker. For any stories any time of the day, go to our website, csunvalleyview.edu. Thank you for watching.
The Native American actor who famously declined Marlon Brando's Oscar for The Godfather has died. Serenchi Littlefeather died on Sunday. She was 75 years old. Earlier this year, Littlefeather revealed in a documentary that she was blacklisted in Hollywood for her stance at the 1973 Academy Award. In August, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science issued a formal apology to Littlefeather regarding her treatment.
A Los Angeles City Council member declared last Saturday Bad Bunny Day in LA, just in time for last weekend's concerts at the SoFi Stadium. Kevin De Leon's motion on Friday noted Bad Bunny's cultural impact on the Latino community and how half of the population identifies as Latino. Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, known as Bad Bunny, was the most streamed artist on Spotify for the last 2 years. The motion describes Benito's Grammy Award-winning Latin trap reggaeton music as transcending those genres through incorporations of rock, punk, and soul.
It's National Pet Wellness Month. Thousands of veterinarians across the country are trying to raise awareness of the pet's aging process and the importance of annual checkups. The American Societies of Veterinary Medicine says obesity is the biggest problem for pets. Many vets offer discounted checkups and services during Pet Wellness Month.
Selena Gomez wants her fans to be kind. She's responding to accusations from Hailey Bieber that Gomez fans have been hating on her since Hailey and Justin Bieber got engaged. Justin and Gomez dated for years, but broke up in 2018. Hailey Bieber told the Call Her Daddy podcast she had nothing to do with the split. Gomez said during an Instagram Live in 2019 she doesn't stand for women tearing down other women.
The NFL and the Players Association say the concussion protocol is changing. This follows head and neck injuries suffered by the Miami Dolphins quarterback. He appeared to show signs of a concussion against the Bills 2 games ago, but was allowed to go back into the game. 4 days later, he was thrown into the ground in Cincinnati and left on a stretcher. The NFLPA said on Saturday it's investigating how the test was done and why the quarterback was cleared to play. The doctor was fired.
Lydia Garcia wanted to give back to her community by creating a club run with Lululemon. Our reporter Giovanni Galvez ran with them.
He likes to ride his bike, so he's only come to a...
Fitness has always been a part of Lydia Garcia's life, so when it came to giving back to the childhood community, she created a Lululemon club run.
When I approached Lululemon, my intention was to create a community run that was inclusive and really invited the community from all aspects.
As club membership expanded, Garcia grew into her role as its creator. Jesus Leon says she has become a caring leader.
She looks out for everyone. Like, instead of just running just all out, we wait for everyone to catch up. We make sure we finish together, so people feel like they're wanted there. Like we actually think about them.
Clarissa Hernandez says Garcia's personality and kindness makes it easier for people to join the club. The club is a safe place for them to enjoy themselves.
Even though I'm the community lead, she's the lead person for this group. She's just like very comforting, very community oriented. She's just made for this.
It only took Lydia a little less than a year to create a safe place where people could stay fit and enjoy themselves while meeting other people. She hopes that her influence will continue to touch other people to join the club. The club run will continue every Wednesday starting at 6:30 here in Pasadena. I'm Giovanni Galvez, Valley View News.
Disney has blocked its content from being shown on Dish TV and Sling TV. The dispute over the contract extension affects ESPN, FX, and the Disney Channel, as well as ABC stations in LA, San Francisco, New York City, and 4 other markets. Dish and Sling claim Disney is being greedy and walked away from negotiations. Disney says it's committed to reaching a fair resolution.
The Padres will play Game 1 of 3-game National League wildcard series on Friday against either the Braves, Mets, or Cardinals. It's San Diego's 7th trip to the playoffs and their first in a full 162-game season since 2006. It's the first time since they celebrated in front of the fans at Petco Park since 2005. The Dodgers honored broadcaster Jaime Harim. The ceremony took place before the team beat the Rockies at Dodger Stadium. He has been with the team's Spanish broadcasters for 64 years. He retires at the end of the season. The Spanish-language broadcast booth will be named after him. Mayor Eric Garcetti presents Harim with the key to the city.
It is Mean Girls Day. Although Mean Girls premiered in theaters in 2004, fans celebrate the movie on October 3rd due to an iconic scene. Protagonist Katie Heron's crush Ann Samuels finally speaks to her, asking what day it was, to which she replies, "It's October 3rd. This generation-defining film centers around a high schooler who moves to the States after being homeschooled abroad and has trouble fitting in. Katie gets a crash course in high school cliques when the Plastics invite her to sit with them. Mean Girls has since had a Broadway debut as well as a straight-to-TV sequel. That's all for us at Valley View News. I'm Rocky Walker.
And I'm Savannah Taylor. For stories any time of day, go to our website, csunvalleyview.edu. Thanks for watching. The Orange County Museum of Arts held its long-awaited grand opening. This $93 million project has been over a decade in the making and is now the grand jewel for Costa Mesa's Segerstrom Center for Arts. To celebrate, the museum held a 24-hour celebration filled with music, art, and activities. The event was filled with people celebrating art and community. If you couldn't make it to the grand opening, you can still go during normal business hours. For the next 10 years, tickets are free.
A cheetah mom has given birth to 2 cubs in Virginia. The Smithsonian National Zoo released video showing a cheetah with 2 babies born at the facility's Front Royal campus. Keepers say Amani gave birth on October 3rd and say the cubs are good and active. The zoo hasn't determined the sex of the cubs because the keepers say they want Amani to bond with her newborns without interference. The cubs are also 7-year-old Amani's first offspring. The cheetahs mated over the summer. This is the 17th litter of cheetah cubs born at the zoo since 2007.
The 45-year-old rapper formerly known as Kanye West, who now goes by Ye, recently caused controversy after his White Lives Matter shirt at Paris Fashion Week. The rapper and designer spent the weekend writing several posts that were anti-Semitic, in which he declared his plan to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. This got his Instagram account restricted and the post was deleted. He took to his Twitter account where he posted for the first time within 2 years, calling out Mark Zuckerberg, claiming he wasn't anti-Semitic. West's account were still active but cannot post for an undisclosed amount of time.
Prince Harry, Elton John, and Elizabeth Hurley are among the celebrities suing the Daily Mail for what they say is abhorrent criminal activity. The group says Associated Newspapers Limited hired private investigators to bug their cars and homes, recorded private phone calls, and bribed cops for information. The celebs also claim the Daily Mail and other outlets sent impersonators to get medical records and even hacked bank accounts and financial transactions. Associated Newspapers says the allegations are nothing more than an attempt to drag the media company into a phone hacking scandal that goes back to the 90s. A&L says the lawsuit is a fishing expedition.
Karina Tovar lives the unique double life of being the first Latina D1 college football referee and being a mom. Our reporter Giovanni Galvez has more on her story.
Being a mother is no easy task. Having a job where you must travel across the country every weekend makes being a mother even harder. This is Karina Tovar's life.
You miss your family, you miss your kids. I think, my husband and I, we're grown enough to know that I'll see you on Monday, right? I think it's hard for the kids.
Being a football mom and a professional referee has its pros and cons. Sometimes that means not being able to see her boys playing football.
Really, really put the effort in to just pick them up, be with them, spend as much time as possible, come out to practices. Although I'm with football all day.
When Sunday nights roll around, her boys, Isaac and Isaiah Del Cid, know mom will be back home. For Tovar, Sundays mean she could spend time with her family.
When she gives me hugs after school, and sometimes she plays with me.
They're going to run next right there.
Tovar's husband, Randy Del Cid, says she's an inspiration.
What she's doing is it's great. It's a good time for her to come up, and it's she's really good.
Tovar will be leaving her mom duties to Boston College on Thursday night. Her husband and kids will be supporting her from back home. I'm Giovanni Galvez, Valley View News.
Lindsay Lohan will be home for the holidays. The actress, who hasn't been on the big screen with a leading role in a major film in a decade, is starring in Falling for Christmas. The Netflix movie has Lohan portraying a recently engaged hotel heiress who suffers from amnesia following a skiing incident. Lohan's character starts to fall for the man who's helping her recover, played by Cord Overstreet. Falling for You starts streaming November 10th.
The horror flick Smile has topped the box office for a second straight weekend, earning nearly $50 million in its first 10 days. Don't Worry, Darling dropped to the 5th place. The Woman King was number 4 with more than $5 million. Amsterdam opened in 3rd place, grabbing $6.5 million. Lyle Lyle Crocodile, based on a children's book, opened at 2nd place, taking home $11.5 million. The big movie coming out this Friday is Halloween Ends, the latest to the Michael Myers saga.
Beyonce denied allegations she misused a sample of Right Said Fred's I'm Too Sexy. The Grammy-winning songwriter's 7th album, Renaissance, was released to critical acclaim in July and samples iconic house and disco artists. One song, Alien Superstar, features a similarity of the 1991 British pop hit I'm Too Sexy, where Fred sang I'm Too Sexy for My Shirt. Beyonce sings, I'm too classy for this world, and I'm too classy to be touched. Right Said Fred claims Queen Bee never asked for permission to use the melody. I'm Too Sexy was sampled in Drake's Way Too Sexy and Taylor Swift's Look What You Made Me Do.
The biggest gourd has set the record for the heaviest pumpkin in North America. It weighs in at a whopping 2,480 pounds. Jamie Graham won the prize at the annual All England Giant Pumpkin Weigh-Off. The pumpkin broke the previous record by more than 200 pounds. Graham posted to social media with the pumpkin he named Bear Swipe. He said it's now the 4th biggest in the world.
Not the best day for the Rams at the SoFi Stadium, but one bright spot was Rams star Jalen Ramsey getting his first career sack against the Cowboys. The cornerback coming on a blitz to take out Cooper Rush from the blind side. It's hard to believe Ramsey, who's in his 7th NFL season, had never sacked a QB before yesterday. But the Cowboys' defense had the better day, sacking Matthew Stafford 5 times and forcing 2 fumbles. One led to a touchdown. The Cowboys beat the Rams 22-10.
The San Francisco 49ers had another big win this week, beating Panthers 37-15. Their defense led the way with 6 sacks and a pick 6. Their offense was clicking on all cylinders, with Jeff Wilson Jr. rushing for 120 yards and 1 touchdown. Quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo threw for 253 yards and 2 touchdowns.
More than 2 million people watched the Super Mario movie trailer. Chris Pratt and Jack Black led the cast of voices for the animated film that will come out next April. Kunal Nair said he did like the story life of A.J. Fikri because the title role was not written for an Indian actor. The story of A.J. Fikri is now in theaters. It's a first look of Jennifer Lawrence and Brian Tyree Henry's new movie Causeway. The film is about 2 people helping each other get through trauma. The movie is set to release in select theaters on Apple TV November 4th.
That's all for Valley View News. I'm Savannah Taylor.
And I'm Rocky Walker. For stories any time of day, go to our website, csunvalleyview.edu. Thanks for watching.
The Los Angeles Dodgers are donating $1 million to the Elton John AIDS Foundation. John was presented with a check during his tour show that was held at Dodger Stadium. Expressing his gratitude, John called the stadium an iconic venue that means a lot to him and his career. The legendary musician first played at Dodger Stadium in 1975.
Power Ranger star Jason David Frank has died at the age of 49. The actor was found dead in Texas from an apparent suicide. Frank was best known for his role as Tommy Oliver, the green and white Power Ranger in the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Off-screen, he professionally trained and fought in MMA.
Taylor Swift fans react as Ticketmaster cancels tickets for her upcoming tour. The company said there aren't enough tickets to meet the demand. Friday ticket sales to the general public for Swift's Eras Tour would be canceled. The sudden cancellation comes after Ticketmaster said that more than 2 million pre-sale tickets were taken.
Black Panther Wakanda Forever has taken first place in the box office for the second week in a row, collecting an additional $67.3 million over the weekend. In second place, The Menu clocked in at $9 million. The Chosen Season 3 took third place, making $8 million. Black Adam and Ticket to Paradise took fourth and fifth, respectively, both making less than $5 million.
Actor Brendan Fraser is refusing to attend 2023 Golden Globes if nominated. The Whale star is considered a frontrunner and intends to boycott the ceremony, saying his mother did not raise a hypocrite. In 2018, Fraser accused former president and member of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, Philip Burke, of groping and assaulting him in 2003. The Hollywood Foreign Press Association is the organization behind the Golden Globes. Burke has denied the allegations. During the investigation, the HFPA stated although it was concluded that Mr. Burke inappropriately touched Mr. Fraser, the evidence supports that it was intended to be taken as a joke and not a sexual advance. Burke remained a voting member of the HFPA until 2021. Nominees for next year's ceremony will be announced in a few weeks.
Cheryl Burke leaves Dancing with the Stars after 17 years with the show. On November 20th, the 38-year-old announced on Instagram that she is leaving her job. Dancing with the Stars is currently in its 31st season, and Burke finished her run by competing with TV meteorologist Sam Champion. Burke made her debut on Dancing with the Stars in Season 2 in 2006 with her partner Drew Lachey, winning the Mirror Ball Trophy.
CSUN is showcasing Mexican culture with a class that functions as a mariachi ensemble. Reporter Noe Ortega was able to show us some of the music they made last spring.
Mariachi music is an important part of Mexican culture. CSUN's Mariachi El Matador is an ensemble of students who sign up for a course to form a mariachi. Director Carlos Samaniego says the class is open to anyone.
You don't have to be a music major to enroll in this class. You can be a major of any other career choice. You will have to learn how to play an instrument of mariachi and sing as well.
Some students who signed up for the course have played mariachi instruments for years. Ismael Lorso Jr., a jazz major, believes the course is beneficial for students of Mexican descent.
For Mexican and Hispanic culture, mariachi is a very proud thing in our culture, but when it comes to American culture, it's just seen as maybe like a novelty. You don't really see something as serious.
Some of the songs they rehearsed included Las Mañanitas, El Rey, and A Mi Manera. All are songs originally performed by famous Mexican musicians and singers. Guillermo Reyes Quimole says he enjoys representing his culture through music.
If it wasn't for mariachi and listening to singers like Pedro Infante or Jorge Negrete or Vicente Fernandez, I wouldn't be singing myself.
The ensemble had its final practice of the semester and will be performing for the first time as a group at CSUN's Mariachi El Matador's event. Reporting from Northridge for Valley View News, I'm Noe Ortega.
Nicki Minaj, Maluma, and Miriam Fares have dropped their new World Cup song, Tucutaca. The song connects a beat and track produced by Gordo, Playing Skills, and Masari that makes history as the first FIFA World Cup song featured in English, Spanish, and Arabic lyrics. This year's FIFA has released a handful of official songs for 2022 World Cup. The first song was an uplifting track, Haya Haya, Better Together, by Trinidad Cardona, Davido, and Aisha, which flows with R&B and reggae.
Kyrie Irving rejoins the Brooklyn Nets, this after being suspended from the team for posting a link to a documentary with anti-Semitic material. He missed 8 games during his suspension. In his first game back, he scored 14 points. The Nets won 127-115 over the Memphis Grizzlies. Dozens of members of the Israel United in Christ group were in attendance at the game. In a public apology, Irving claims he doesn't support hate speech or anti-Semitism and wants to take accountability for his actions.
The Kansas City Chiefs defeat the Los Angeles Chargers, their AFC West rivals, 30-27. The Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes hit Travis Kelce for the game-winning touchdown late in the fourth quarter. Mahomes threw for 329 yards and 3 touchdowns, which were all to Travis Kelce. while Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert threw for 280 yards and 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. The Chiefs are 8-2 and top of the AFC West, while the Chargers are 5-5 and in second place.
The Los Angeles Lakers get a huge win versus the San Antonio Spurs 123-92. Lakers star Anthony Davis had another big night, scoring 30 points and grabbing 18 rebounds, while Devin Vassell led the Spurs with 17 points. The Lakers have won 3 straight games. They now move to 13th place in the Western Conference standings.
Iconic singer Bob Dylan's love letters are on sale for $669,000. The love letters from one of the most celebrated songwriters span 150 pages. Dylan penned the 42 notes to his then-girlfriend Barbara Ann Hewitt, and all of them sold on Friday at auction. Hewitt met Dylan in high school, and according to the RR auction, they had their first date on New Year's Eve, 1957. Dylan, whose hits include Like a Rolling Stone, was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1988.
That's all for us at Valley View News. I'm Jesse Barrientos.
And I'm Giovanni Galvez. For stories any time of day, go to our website, csomevalleyview.edu. Thanks for watching.